We're on a mission. We're on a mission.
As soon as the insurance check cleared, we went right to work. We started tearing down County Blues, trying to assess all the damage, and luckily there wasn't any damage to the driver's side as far as the frame or anything like that, just some chips and stuff. But as you can see, it did a number on the frame on the passenger side. We felt most of the damage was there in the nose. I was fortunate enough to get a parts car from a friend Nate, and we went to disassembling that and taking the parts off that we wanted. Unfortunately, it looked great from the outside, but once we pulled it apart, the bumper had tears in it in quite a few places, and the header panel had damage also. So we went right to work fixing the bumpers and getting our parts right, and we used some bumper adhesive stuff that comes with netting, kind of like fiberglass. And as you can see there, that's the back of the header panel. Pretty much everywhere where it had bolted up, it had cracked. It appears that maybe it was the parts car was in an accident at one time where all the damage was just in the back. And of course, the corner lamp that I needed was broken on the back also. But, all in all, they were in better shape than my parts, so we went right to working on them and getting all the cracks taken care of, all the tears taken care of, all the broken pieces. And it ended up costing us about 3 days to get all the parts done. But all in all, in the end, very happy with it. And never worked with that stuff before myself, so it was all learning experience. We took the Dremel and made like V grooves in it and put that bumper glue down in the support patch. We decided we were just going to cut the nose horn off there of the frame in front of the spring pocket. That's where all the damage seemed to be, and then just take the other one off the parts car and just make a sleeve and weld it in there. So that's cutting it off, and you can see the comparison there, how it's supposed to be, how long it's supposed to be. And that's a picture of us, Todd, welding in inside pieces inside the existing frame to make it all strong when we butt it together there. And that's what it looks like, all butted together, and I ground down all that rust and such. But back to the header panel, I think right here we have all the stuff done, and set up. We primed it for the first time, and then moved to working on the hood. And I got the hood from my wife's friend Deanna and her husband Chad, and they offered a lot of assistance too with parts. I decided to go ahead and pour 50 that nose horn back to the pocket, the spring pocket, but I haven't done anything else to the frame yet because I still intend on putting hydraulics on the car. But Todd there priming parts and priming the header for a second time, stuff like that. We went ahead and primed the hood twice. So there's kind of a lot of somewhat boring priming footage right here, but when I got in that accident, I had just dropped off Todd, and I called him up. I was like, man, I got in an accident. He's like, where are you? Just down the street. And he came running down, and he was like, right off the bat, man, don't even worry about it. We're just going to make it better. So that took a lot of stress off right there, although we were kind of under the gun to get it done. It still took a lot of stress off. And he had called our friend Mark, and Mark showed up too there to the accident, was like, just have it towed right to my house. So right off the bat, I had a place to do it, and I had help, and really all I needed to do was get the finances straight. So this was an opportunity to paint the entire car and take care of any little dings and nicks and stuff like that. There's Todd and me blocking out the hood for the first time. You know, I felt very blessed to have guys in my corner that are just willing to help like that, you know. And there's priming the second time, priming the hood the second time. And, you know, we decided that we would just kind of spot prime where we needed on the body of the existing car. Right there was a little bit of damage to the front of the door there when the fender hit the edge and chipped it all up, and it had dented it a little bit, so had to fix all that, you know, and just little dings over the years, you know. And the funny part is that part right there on the quarter panel, that was an Audi dent from Jack. I knew exactly what happened there. Jack had slid over in the trunk one time and put a little Audi dent in. But all in all, the paint job was like 13 years old, and so we re-cleared it at one time, just wet sanded it down and put fresh clear on it. But for the most part, the paint was still 13 years old, so it held up pretty good, you know, and that was cool. And you know, this is getting the GM painted there and getting it back assembled right here. So this was the rebuild, you know, and we're gonna do another video on the paint process. But yeah, it took us 3 days to get all the bumper and front end parts in order, you know, get that done. But all in all, the whole build was only about 2 months from start to finish. That's the old damaged header panner there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the rebuild, and we'll look forward to part 2 with the paint. Peace.